Okay, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Hopefully we're all good. Magic screen change. Alright, I think we are golden. Alright, since I had to update the settings a bit after I did the check, so 1 minute. Down, down, up, up. Hopefully it works. 1, 2, 3, down. 1, 2, 3, up. Yeah, it's not too bad. I think that's close enough. Alright. What is up, guys? This is Brownie of the Joyjard Gamers, charging me with joy with tonight's episode of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We are back, and on an earlier day than my usual times, mainly because, admittedly, I just thought I'd fill in the time. So, besides that, it's hard to resist playing this game, and I wanted to play it and enjoy myself a bit, so why not? But anyway, let's see what we got on, because the last episode was a real doozy of a plot point. Hey Del, good to see ya. Doing alright here. So yeah, we're going to start case 4, because I think we can all agree case 3 did a flipping lot to end there. Also, I had a haircut, so I thought, why not? I might as well freshen up. I look fabulous, darling. Still no cape. But anywho, let's find out exactly why we're in a hotel. Because as we all know, guys, if you are part of the 7 Koopa hotels, check out the enclosed stream. Oh, that would be why. Oh, I see. So the professor's coming here. So the sun hasn't been the same since what happened. Not that I'm surprised. For Kazuma-sama's father. Oh geez, we're going right into that one. The mass murderer of the professor, you mean? I knew that's what she was thinking about. We're going for the most. If it keeps me warmer come winter. No, it's fine. Mine takes a few months. It's just mainly just so it helps me on the blooming workload. Learned together 16 years ago, didn't they? Yes, that's true. Come to think of it, didn't you say that Professor Mikotoba knew about Kazuma going missing in Hong Kong as well? That's right, but for some reason he wasn't at liberty to talk to me about it. That probably means he knows that. Kazuma, so he knew, maybe? If so, what's going on? She's, oh my lord, oh, hey, Mikotoba, oh wait, that's Judge Goku! That's the judge! That's the Japanese judge! Oh jeez, I forgot he was coming over. Oh my god, I love their designs! Oh, you got scammed today? Oh, sorry, Eon, sorry to hear. Wait! Oh my god, look at the judge's coat! He's got the defense attorney badge approach! I like it, that's awesome. No, it's my pleasure. We've heard all about your extraordinary exploits here in London, you know. The news has crossed the seas. It has? I just look forward to reading the monthly reports that arrive with the steamships from Britain. Oh, I see. Well, thank you very much. Who is this man, and why do I feel as though I've seen him before? Glaring at you with a "you're dead." I take it from your expression that you can't quite place. A little reminder, Sashiro. A firm tap should do it. A firm tap? What? Here we go then. I hereby oh my god! Oh my god! He brought the gavel! Guilty! Ah. Oh! You're... last time we... actually, yeah, I do remember. The last time we had a judge out of his seat was the Miles Edgeworth games. That was when we had the judge outside of the seat. I love this. Your Excellency. Hello, Judge Jigoku. How are you? It's been a long time. Good, you've remembered now. That really did the trick. Guilty. Only I was declared not guilty, wasn't I? And there was no laughing at the time. So, London again after all this time. Hard to believe it's been 10 years. To be honest, I never thought I'd be back. I love the costumes I did. I'm glad I changed my costumes because this makes it feel weird. It's like these guys changed their costumes. Glad we did. Never been invited to an international symposium like this. Though really, I doubt anyone did, to be honest. It's all thanks to you, isn't it, Sashiro? What are you talking about, Eugene? Of course, Judge Goku. He must complete the set. So that means the three who came over. Goku, Jigoku, the father, and Kazuma's father. They were the three. They were the three. Okay, answers that question. Oh, those passport checks and luggage searches at the border took rather a lot of time. I must say, I'm very envious of your ministerial status. You didn't have to go through any of that, did you? I knew you were jealous. Oh my god, he's like the jealous friend. I love this guy. What do you guys make of stuff like this? You know, like the figures you see every so often outside of a scenario you like. Yes, didn't you know? Sashiro here is also Japan's Minister of Foreign Affairs. It's his personal insistence that I allowed Kazuma here or his study. Oh, Titaifi? I'll have to look this up. Guilty as charged! Well, thank you very much. He's really every bit as important as he looks. Ah, yes, now, Naruhodo. I received a telegram from Lord Stronghard yesterday. Oh, you did? Uh-oh. It appears that some things came to light in a trial you were involved with 8 days ago. About what happened 10 years ago. That tragedy. He looked away. Uh-oh. Oh, we're going right into the ballpark. What about it? Going right into it. But first... Why do you seem so nervous? I suppose because I'm a student showing something to a professor. That's always quite how I have to show this. In that way, but anyway, I'm afraid I have nothing useful to say about that, really. That's a defense bomb, man. That's Kazuma's, you fucker. I have nothing important to say about that. That's Kazuma's. Alright, let's start with the obvious. So, well, 50 days at sea is a long time by anyone's standards, but it wasn't as bad as when we first came 16 years ago. No, that's true. Then I truly wondered if we wouldn't be drifting in that vast ocean for the rest of our lives. This time we followed the same route as you, so we were able to relax and enjoy the experience. Well, unlike us. Remember the last time we took a boat ride? Oh yeah! Accused! Ah, so you stopped in France's beautiful capital, Paris? We did, yes, though only for one night. Need I remind everybody, just for the sake of geography, that Paris is towards the central part of the fucking country, so that means they literally took their boat and they got there from the coastline. So the evening we left the port of Dunkirk for Dover. Just in time for the Symbolism, in fact. It starts tomorrow. Hello to all of you watching. I hope you're all having a grand old time. An international event. I'm very proud of you, Father. It's thanks to Sashiro here. 16 years ago, he managed to ingratiate himself. Oh, Jigoku? Oh, you like my Attorney General, I'm sure that's why he was invited, and I suppose you could say I'm something of an appendage by default. Speak for yourself, Eugene. You were close friends with Professor of Forensic Science at a major hospital. Yes, well, I'd rather not dredge all that up. Oh? No. There's been a lot of water under the bridge since then, but it doesn't bring him back. Kazuma's father, I suppose. Speaking of the father, let's get to the nitty-gritty. By members of the British aristocracy. It was actually Kazuma's father, wasn't he? That's correct. Genshin Asogi. Genshin. Genshin a go-go, baby! Genshin? You knew, I presume, father? Bingo! Close friend at the time. Genshin came to Britain as a police detective. He was studying investigative techniques at Scotland Yard. Bloody hell! Never understood what drove the man to commit such heinous acts. It was a closed trial, so the public never knew the truth. He was executed with little ado. To this day, very few people know what really happened, even in our homeland. And what about Kazuma? Did he know? Did he know the truth about his father? Come on, this is the bit we need to know. No, of course not. Oh! However, I suspect he may have had his doubts. Oh, why? As you know, I tried to guide Kazuma growing up as if he were my own son. Then one day he came to my office at the university and said, I've decided I want to travel to Great Britain and study there. Just flat out. Do you think he wanted to come here to investigate his father's death? I don't know. When I looked into his eyes, I did know that there was no way I'd be able to stop him. Interesting. Something else came to light in the trial the other day, actually. Oh, what? Well, having disappeared in Hong Kong and been missing for almost a year. Kazuma since turned up here in London working as an apprentice of Lord Van Sykes. What? What? That's news. They didn't know? Okay, so Kazuma's revival was beyond them. The two of them didn't know? Holy okay, what's going on here? As you know, we both thought Kazuma died on the steamship during our voyage to Great Britain in January. But he didn't die. He's alive. As you knew, didn't you, Father? In actual fact, no. What I did know is that when your ship docked in Hong Kong, he mysteriously vanished. We sent a team of investigators to Hong Kong to try and ascertain what had happened, but to no avail. But he's still alive and here in London, you say? I never dared even to dream it. Why on earth did the young man not make contact? The government and the police have been chasing clues fruitlessly for months now. Yeah, this is literally the million-pound question. What? Amnesia? When we first came across him again here in London, he didn't know who either of us were. I see. He only regained his memory 8 days ago. This is unbelievable. Yes, it's quite miraculous. 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 Simply the best. There goes our stream because of copyright. Why Lord Strongheart didn't let us know. I must speak with him urgently. I wonder how Kazuma's been these past few days. Want us to go visit him? We're literally going to go and see him. Oh, we're gonna go and see him? Oh. So I had a job interview today. There were a few questionable red flags, so I decided to tell the interview when I made a decision. However, when they asked for my ID and signature, that's where I drew the line. Yeah, normally when it comes to job interviews for ID and things, that normally happens when you've fully got the job. But it depends on the company. But I am sorry to hear about that, Eon. Just keep yourself safe just in case, okay?
Yujin here, Tenshin, Asogi, and myself, we were the original three. The first juridical scholars from Japan to travel overseas to study. Ocean voyages were not what they are today, I can tell you.
16 years ago, things were tough for that generation.
Your father was an exceptionally fine medical student at Yume University at the time, you know, young lady.
Yes, grandmother told me.
He went to do research at a great London hospital to study autopsy, practically unheard of in Japan.
Yes, it was an eerie place, sandwiched between the back of a prison and a burial ground. Oh, no more talk of graves.
Very often, there's no one willing to deal with bodies following autopsy work.
Well, maybe if you were the last one, possibly. But, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, I don't know where you went and what type of business and how it looked and such, so I couldn't tell you.
Graveyards and prisons.
Not my cup of tea at all. Do you remember that Scottish prison governor? Caden, his name was. He was a good man.
Yes, but then of course in our 6th year here, everything changed with that dreadful case. Where Genshin was arrested for a series of the most gruesome murders.
I simply couldn't believe it. I had known the man for years.
I was a witness at the secret hearing and I tried to speak in his defense, but
you went a little too far and ended up facing charges yourself. Oh!
Well, suffice to say that after the trial, we were sent back to Japan.
Interesting. Nothing more we could do to save Genshin. It was a lost cause, sadly. Yikes! What do we make of that, viewers?
Now, yes, I'd like to get this trunk up to my room as soon as possible.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have held you up here for so long. I'll call for the porter then. This way here. Sasada-san's gone off on a run.
I'd like to stay and talk more, but I do have various preparations to make for tomorrow.
Yes, of course. It must be a big responsibility representing our entire country. I wish you the best of luck.
Oh! I hope you'll keep an eye on Susanna for me. Keep looking after her as you obviously have been.
No, I mean, if anyone's looking after anyone, so looking after me.
Well, I do appreciate you being there for her, after all. I've been a miserable father to thoroughly...
Oh!
Well, it was 16 years ago that I started my long study tour here in Britain, as you know. The very year Sasada was born.
Yeah, that would probably do kind of mean it.
Yes, I heard. The birth of my daughter was the most joyous event of my life, but... well, sadly, it was accompanied by the most tragic event of my life, too.
Oh, yes, Sasada-san hinted at something like that. Turbulent time at home. Yeah, we had a small bit about that.
Anyway, I won't bore you with the details. The point is, I became rather less dependable than befits a grown man. And it was then that Sashiro offered me the opportunity to study here in Great Britain. I was too worried about you to leave behind, so perhaps I was a little heavy-handed when it came to persuading you to accompany me to London.
So that's what happened in a nutshell. And that's also the reason why I now feel compelled to give my daughter as many opportunities as I dare. Though the world does not readily afford young women such things, I must say. I completely understand, Professor.
Ah, one other thing, Naruhodo. If I may be so bold, I have a favor to... Uh-oh. Of course, what can I do for you? Well, the thing is,
Oh! Well! Look who came back! looks like the guild got short-staffed in more than one way.
Let's take your bags.
Allow me to take your bags.
One moment, if you please, Porter.
Of course, sir.
That machine around your neck, it's a camera, I believe.
Quite right, sir. Just 5 shillings for a lovely photograph to commemorate a wonderful stay at the hotel, sir.
Well, I think given the occasion, we could justify the expense.
Ah, yes, of course. Oh. Naruto.
Hey, we changed clothes. Again. Let's have a look at the people. And we got Sholmes and Iris again. Okay, we'll get on double things. Yuji Mikatoba, medical school professor at Imperial University. He's an authority in forensic science and Mr. Sato's father. And is the same age. Minister of Foreign Affairs and a judge of the Supreme Court of Judicature in Japan. He's the man who acquitted me when I was once accused of murder. Your father very happy, I think. Oh, well, I'm pleased then. We weren't interrupted before. Professor Mikatoba was about to ask me something. Yeah, a favor, as long as it wasn't borrow $5. Except Iris will have something. Well, just be a little cautious about that, though, Eon. If I could refer, though, could we avoid the talk, by the way, Eon? Just in case. I understand it's something you want to get out, but I'd rather people enjoy the stream, not look at personal things like that. If that's alright. More and more anxious about Kazuma, though. Perhaps I'll try to meet with Lord Strongheart later and ask about him. Let's see. Oh, look at all this. But I know there's one thing we gotta do. Get the last of the achievement. You stuck to the shovel. Here, look. Please, Mr. Harada, it's not a spade as I think you are. It's a shovel. Oh, boy. Not that old argument. I have an idea. Let's give the implement a name like Professor Hairbrain named his tools. Oh, I never thought of doing that. From now on, then, let's call it Ryunosuke. No, it's clearly much more of a Susato. The old argument has taken a new unexpected turn, it seems. There we go! The Ace of Spades! The Ace of Spades! We just got the trophy, Ace of Spades! Huh? Wait, the mask! The mask! What the hell was that? A man screaming in a most unflattering way? Could it have been Mr. Sholmes? Oh my, I don't... What the fuck have we been roped into already? Mon ami. Stop this disgraceful display, yeah? Displayer? Who are these people? Look at their hair, it's bright red. Oh boy. They must be clients of Mr. Sholmes. Gina? Coming now down to the clink. No, not in prison. It is dark and damp and I don't like it. Boff, the darkness, it is my friend. I am not scared. But you always are always scared of the dark. Shut your mouth, you idiot. I will sit quietly in the dark and plan our next daring heist. They're criminals? Well, tough. We'll finish this down the yard. Now get moving. Bye then, Genie. Have fun. Oh, they're both crying. Oh. Interesting. Well, she didn't do too bad if she caught 2 criminals by herself or something. Find your daddy? Yes, we arrived at the hotel just before he and his friend. Oh, well that's great news. I hope I get to see my daddy again soon. Oh. John H. Wilson. So I saw the... Known to man. What the fuck?! I cannot breathe. We are literally a few minutes in. No, don't kill him with fire. He's immune. That's what red herb is. What the frick? I don't know. I'm hoping that's part of a disguise. Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? Do I have a crumb or such like on my face? Not so much on your face. As on your head, I'd say. Come along then, everyone. I brewed a lovely special blend. Time for tea. Whatever's going on here today. In that case, let us sit and drink now, for I am in fact expecting a guest later today. A guest? The greatest problem? That would be the thing on your fucking head. But there is something that caught my eye. Isn't that Kazuma's mask? Yeah, I thought so. I tried the other day, I just sort of picked it up. We ought to give it back to him, I suppose. But he has his memory back now, doesn't he? And I can't help feeling he might turn around and tell me coldly to wear it myself. But isn't he your best friend? The newspaper there. We got the violin and everything back. And I've already got this achievement, so we might as well double check what it is. Do we have a new idea, just for the sake of it? Lots of little stick figures all lined up, look. Cheap apples in the market is what all can say. What? The little figures can speak? All your questions would be answered if only you would read this month's Ren magazine. So I'm the only one who can't make any sense of this. Alright, let's do this properly. So, first, who the fuck were those two? 2 gentlemen? Okay. Just a pair of petty criminals, nothing of significance. Of course, they have to make a living somehow. And when the mood takes me, I'm willing to turn a blind eye to all manner of infractions. When the mood takes you. All manner of infractions? But when such fellows set their sights on Mr. Sherlock Sholmes, well, that's when their luck runs out. My, you were the target of a crime, Mr. Sholmes? But I quickly devised a plan to entrap them and deliver them to our young detective ally. You should have asked Grexy to come too. We could have had an arresting tea party. Oh, he probably would have loved every minute of it. He's consummately in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's a word for it, I'm sure. Ah, I have it! A bungler! That's the word. It's a good job he's not here to hear you say that. Those redheads have been up to no good. But what the men did? That's a good question. What were they trying to do? What are you throwing at us at the start of the game? The greatest of problems known to man that you mentioned before? Is it another fiendishly intricate case, Mr. Sholmes? How should I best explain it? Are you aware of the theory of evolution? We're going all Charles Darwin now? Well, I think I've heard talk of it somewhere, possibly. It's a revolution scientific theory newly proposed 40 years ago now. The magic book! Mr. Darwin, we humans were once apes who lived in the treetops. Good lord, they are... So, here's the way... So, wait, wait, hang on. So they can take everything else that exists. But for some reason, Sherlock Holmes can't have his own name. I don't get it. And from the very moment those apes descended from the canopy to live as humans, it's been our lot to be at the mercy of the greatest problem known to man. Our lot? It's a great problem, Mr. Sholmes. Why, is it not obvious, my dear madam? The problem of rent. Oh, they are lacking money. Ha. But did you not receive a rather large sum of money from Madame Tuspel's on the other day? Sure, a large sum. One potted herb for Iris and a new motor car for me later, and all of it has quite disappeared, I assure you. Honestly, Hurley, you know you squandered it. Well, you've got a car, so it gets you to destinations. The answer to man's greatest problem, for the coming month at least. And what was the answer? Why, very substantially. Red hair. Humans are sorry creatures, unable to see what is in front of their noses. Let me give you some assistance. Don't look, but observe me very closely. One particular feature about my person has changed. You should notice it in the end, I think. In the end? It's a bit obvious. Stabbing me in both eyes right at the very beginning. I think we might need another clue before we uncover the... Thanks for the hint. I'll be tearing my hair out of this. The raid goes on much longer. Alright. Now for the other. The truth. Just over a week ago, you said to us... Yeah, the lie. Something of the first importance, my dear fellow. Great detectives are wont to lie. It will serve you well to remember that. Are we going right into this? Are we getting all the answers already? The case aboard the SS Buria in killed, and you know he wasn't dead at the time. So what was really going on? The fellow was unconscious for a very long time. If he hadn't regained consciousness when he did, his life would have been in mortal peril. So, okay. Of course, a side effect of the prolonged comatose state was amnesia, as you now know. It was a simple enough task to silence the crew, but how? After they carried him out of the cabin, I assembled them in the lobby area. Then I made them swear to leave him unconscious and have him unlaid from the ship in Hong Kong as a murdered corpse. But why? It was necessary to find some material from which to persuade the crewmen to keep their word, of course. But why? Why do it in the first place? Yeah, that's the fact that we don't know. Oh, you fucker. For the time being, I would like to reassure you. I didn't foresee subsequent events. What events? His disappearance in Hong Kong. So, his body was supposed to be in Hong Kong, but then he left. Made a gross error of judgment. Mr. Sholmes. So he made a mistake about something. Okay. Let's see, a paper article in red dress is an advertisement column. It says the Redhead League. God damn it! There it is. What's that? I don't know. I've never heard of it before, but is something on my face? Clearly, this has something to do with that lively hair. Oh, okay. So this is an evidence. Okay, let's have a look. To the Redhead League, on account of the bequest of the late Ezekiel Hopkins of Hopkins? In PA, USA, there is now another vacancy open which entitles a member of the League to the salary of £4 a week for purely nominal services. All red-haired men who are sound in body and mind and above the age of 21 years are eligible. Apply in person on the morning of the 31st at the large park on Lime Street. Get £4 per week if you are a redhead? Son of a bitch! £4 a week for being a redhead. Get a feeling we present this. This is how someone circled an advertisement in his paper, Mr. Sholmes. To the Red-Haired League. Does that strike you in some way? I was thinking that just maybe it might be related to your bright red hair. So, at last you've learned to apply my methods, Mr. Naruhodo. No. The only thing we got was something's amiss, something's around. Sorry? In the first instance, and quite indispensably, observation. Believe me, I could have seen that hair with my eyes shut. So then, allow me to regale you with the details of my latest exploits. Regale or boast? Go on then. I would love to know how the fuck he either A, dyed his hair, or B, how many people they actually tented in the Japanese department to say, that 3D work you've just done on that Sholmes character, dye it red. Notice in the paper then. That, my dear fellow, was going to be the source of this month's rent payment. It was? How? According to the advertisement, the Red-Haired League is a distinguished institution of fellows of unspecified governance. Remember, it's having red hair. That doesn't seem entirely surprised me. What the lucky redheads receive once they join? An unconditional salary of £4 a week. You know, nowadays that'd be shit. Before. That I don't know. No details are given in the advertisement. Science. There's gotta be a science study. You're right, Susie. There's no time to lose. I'll put in my application at once. Wait. Only off chance. That might be stretching a point, I think. The trouble is they have a fixed number of members, you see. Oh, I see. So once a certain number of people have joined, no one else can. But as luck would have it, one member recently passed away. Oh. Particularly lucky for the redhead in question, I feel, Mr. Sholmes. Had to join in his place, correct? I mean, look at me. Have you ever seen such a red-headed fellow? No. So why? Why did it have to go so wrong? Wait, what on earth happened? Wait, something went wrong? A blunder? Hey, what happened? What did you do there, Mr. Sholmes? Now, do we actually have those other people? No, we have Gina, though. We're not the other two yet. Well, Mr. Sato, what you see atop my head is neither dyed nor a hairpiece. I changed the color of my hair overnight. Oh. Chemistry? He chemicalized his hair? It is spent tea leaves. And in the course of my work, I stuck. Yeah, so do I. That turns hair into a flame-like red. Would you like to try it? It will make every hair on your body perfectly crimson. I think I'll pass. But Mr. Sholmes, is it quite safe to drink? Surely it's bad for you, isn't it? Amateurs are always hampered by such fears. Yeah, it kinda does. I'm fatigued. £4 a week must be prepared to turn a blind eye to a little danger? That degree of red signals more than just a little danger, surely. So anyway, Hurley left full of confidence yesterday with his new red hair. For the park on Lime Street, where the Redhead League were interviewing prospective new members. So what went wrong? Our park was choked with redhead folk like a coaster's orange barrow. I queued for 8 hours solid before at last I reached the front. But when the panel of interviewers saw me, they immediately said, "Ah, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, are you in disguise to conduct an investigation?" Charming. Well, at least they knew who he was. But I get the feeling that wasn't what he wanted. So naturally, I had no choice but to reply, "Evidence." "Shh, don't give me away." "Oh." Returning the... Oh my god. Oops. And I peer into the... Wait, what? Wait, what? So the pair he arrested were the fucking interviewers. Whoops. The people who just got arrested with the fucking interviewers. Whoops! You mentioned before expecting a guest today? Indeed, Mr. Tuttle, that is correct. None of those redhead gentlemen that were here before. Not at all, they were petty villains. Maybe? A client? A young gentlewoman who wishes to appoint the services of his great detective, no less. Oh, he's got a case! Fantastic! You must stay and observe the fashion in which a great detective receives his customers. Must we? I have you in my clutches now, Rent! Just as I have you in my clutches, redheads. That heartly laugh is masking rather sinister thoughts, I feel. You know, the lady isn't due for another hour yet. Don't feel as though you must wait around if you have other things to do. So in short, they're saying go do something else. Let's go to the office. Oh! This should be fun. Strongheart and Sykes. Oh boy. It's a pair day today. First it was Mekatober and Jigoku. Then it was Iris and Holmes. And Jones. With the two redheads. Now it's these two. It should be fun. Here's the final draft. Oh! Tomorrow's proceedings. I've supplemented your original with the figures you asked from the yard. You're welcome, my lord. What's Lord Van Sykes doing here? Tension in the air, wouldn't you say? This is stifling enough as it is. We really don't need any more tension. Uh-oh! Hello, buddy! My apologies, I didn't notice you come in. Your small stature and dark dress make you all but invisible to me. Oh, no, it's entirely my fault for wearing black, I'm sure. From now on, you must dress in white from head to toe whenever you come here. Now then, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, my lord? Am I here? What can I do for you? Kill me now. Is something wrong? Perhaps it's a little too hot in here for you. No, not at all. I mean, I'm now reaching Mr. Rumors at a perfect temperature. If you're sure, the beads of sweat carving their way down your face just otherwise. Because of the daggers you're staring at me with, mainly. As you're no doubt aware, my international forensic science symposium begins tomorrow. In fact, your father arrived here in London early today, I hear, madam. God damn, he's inversed already. And Sykes. Perhaps there's a view of a meeting tomorrow in the room capable of hands then, Lord Van Sykes. I will attend at once. Huh. What was that stare? Oh, great! I don't know what's worse, 2 daggers or 1 sword! I haven't done anything, have I? These past few days, my feet have barely touched the ground, I must say. My dedicated right hand of many years was recently put out of act. Uh-oh! We're going to die! Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is your left hand still of service? Mr. Naruhodo, I was talking about Dr. Scythe! Ah, of course, not the joke. Sorry about that. I was just, Fear not. You've done nothing wrong. Dr. Scythe's only one who precipitated the situation. You needn't concern yourself with it any further. That would be a lot easier to do if it weren't for the piercing stare you're giving me. Staying where flying bottles. Yeah, I can see now. The next one. Pick up. Woo! My leg! And then the next one, us. Doing an admirable job of holding the fort. Though disturbingly, his apprentice has been missing since. Oh! Kazuma? Where's Kazuma? Okay, that should be something to note. Long ago, visitor numbers to the Great Exhibition exceeded 30 million! Yikes! Well, ta-da, there is now. So, Mr. Naruhodo, the population of the imperial capital, Tokyo, is 2 million. The whole of Tokyo and then some? Notorium, this event has been 2 years in the making. 2 years of preparations and negotiations with other countries. Sounds like a tremendous achievement. Congratulations. The 20th century will see the wholesale adoption of the forensic investigation techniques. In other words, hello! Team policing organizations around the globe will be essential. Which is why this landmark first symbolism had to be hosted here at the heart of the British. Scotland Yard can become the leading investigative organization in the New World. You know, I never understood why it's called Scotland Yard in England. I never understood that, but oh well. You're just passionate in your own way, I'm sure, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, in defense, I'm the only person in this country who truly cares about a future that embraces forensic science. My intention to become Her Majesty's Attorney General to reform the land for the... You know, I'm really starting to get the vibe I was completely right about him at the start. You know, when I said, villain. Then he swayed on me. Now he's villain again. Don't know what to make about him. I really don't. It's just another, he's doing it for justice? I don't know. Dr. Scythe at the helm, it was steadily accruing an impressive record of achievement. Changing its name and elevating its status to a full-blown department on feed. And can you not do that now? Obviously. Nobody wants to hear anything about it at the moment. Even I can't keep this story out of the papers. 6 million Londoners will be cursing forensic science now. This incident will set back our country's... Oh no. Intended repercussions of our trial. Fuck. No. Of course not. We should all be grateful to you both. Anyway, I'll still reform this country's policy when I become Attorney General. This might delay my plans, but it won't alter them. Nothing will stand in my way. Chomp, yep, villain. How many light bulbs are going off for all of you right now? Rigu. Wee-oo. That Lord Van Sykes' apprentice? Ah, yes, that came as a surprise to me, I must say. You and he are old friends. How did he become apprentice to Lord Van Sykes in the first place? It came about 3 months ago. Okay. Identified Asian man was apprehended by border police. They found him heading aboard a large goods vessel. Charming. No papers to identify him, no passports. He was suffering from amnesia too. Other than the fact he was clear of Eastern descent, there were no clues to who he was. Charming, so that limited about 2 countries of the world. Then why the mask? I didn't want to burden Lord Van Sykes with tiresome explanations about why he had an Eastern apprentice. Oh, okay, thanks, Aeon. Wikipedia says Scotland Yard derives its name from the location of the original headquarters, which was a rear entrance on a street called Great Scotland Yard, which became the public entrance to the police station, and over time the two became synonymous. There you go. So in other words, it was just there. Interesting. Do you know where he's gone? No idea. Sorry, everybody. I don't mean to be tired. Left London? You also didn't know that the man's father was once our country's most infamous criminals, I mean. Genshin Asogi, they're bringing that name up again. A trial 8 days ago was a huge shock. Finding out my friend's father was... Oh yes, Genshin Asogi. Professor case 10 years caused a great stir here in Britain. Such awful murders, precedented using a ferocious dog as a murder weapon. And no one would have believed the culprit was a foreign student invited to study here by the government. Yeah, but why though? That's the issue part we don't know. Then it can't be made public now. Nobody in your country knows it was him. And neither do the citizens of London. Main motivation was to avoid aggravating relations with our two nations. Yep, that's about right. Correct. However, it has been noted that there were some supporters of the Uh-oh! The majority of the man's victims were a blight on the aristocracy of the day. Somewhat ironically, their deaths actually benefited society as a whole. Or so a fair few thinkers in London believed anyway. Charming. So in short, one man's death was a blessing. Very similar, doesn't it? To the idea of the Reaper of the Bailey. Fuck! Okay, is the... Okay, so that's all we get. Okay, now we head back home. That was timing. Aha! Here's my guest now, my latest client with money to spend. Remember, Iris, we are at present gripped by the greatest problem known to man. I must be willing to accept any case, no matter how unstimulating, save locating a runaway, of course. Don't spare anyone's feelings, will you? Oh dear. Really can lack a little tact, especially just before the rent's due. Wait a minute! What the fuck is the what? Jury! That was for the last jury! Husband? What? To upset me? I beg your pardon? Never mind, a personal matter. My apologies. What exactly are you trying to say, Mr. Naruhodo? I didn't say a word. Come, my dear madam, be seated. Iris, some tea, if you please. Yeah, this lady was one of the jury from the last case. It's just that gentlewoman. I feel sure I've seen her somewhere before. Very recently. Yeah, the jury. She was one of the ladies in jury case 3. My name is Evie Virgil. Evie Virgil. Evie Virgil. I'm going to take the case. Money's no objections. Name me a figure. Money and wealth are of little consequence to me, madam. Being offered a case to solve is reward enough. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you are the picture of benevolence. Oh, now it matters. However, for contingent reasons, I trust you remember your words also. If I might inquire, sir. Hello. Oh, me? When I'm about to tell you, I should like to communicate in strictest confidence, you understand? Ah, these are my friends. I assure you, you may say before this pair anything which you may say to me. Ah, I see.
Yeah, good question. She's apparently the client.
The gentleman personally, after all. He's hard of hearing.
Fuck you!
Why did I even get my hopes up?
Alright, well, let's do the honorable thing. Will this work? No.
Oh, my point.
Oh, Daily. Okay, so we got a name already.
Paying attention. Well, either that or she just doesn't want to be bothered with it.
Well, worth a try.
Mrs. Virgil, Mr. Virgil, your husband's disappeared. Alright. We're asking Miss Virgil, but have we met somewhere before? Quite recently, perhaps? Oh my!
My dear fellow, what is your intention? Clearly you have no ability to differentiate the facial features of the English. But the Lady T must do so in a more gentlemanly fashion.
Is it possible?
Oh! My lord! Somebody remembered us!
Ah, I knew I recognized her.
Yeah, juror number 2.
In the palm of one's hand. Oh gosh, oh golly, it sends shivers down my spine.
Oh yeah, that was the voice I gave her.
I didn't quite recognize her because she's acting so differently now. Must be very difficult for you as a lawyer, being hard of hearing at me.
Pardon.
Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Don't worry if you can't hear. It was frivolity really, nothing more.
Now look what you've started, Mr. Sholmes. Thank you very much, and he's happy with every word of this.
It prudent for you to sit quietly in the corner?
Yes. Fuck you, dumb bucket.
No, I do not want to. No, I do not want to sort out my CC cleaner thing. Fuck you. Husband, madam. Okay, what do we have about Mr. Virgil? Daily.
Daily Vir...
Daily.
Oh no. I think I see this one vaguely. Evie Virgil, Daily Evening. Oy vey.
Oh, we have a photograph. Okay. Oh. A remarkable gentleman by appearance, at least. How long have you been married? Oh, good question. 15 years. Oh. A cordial relationship, and my husband's income is more than adequate, so we live quite comfortably. As it would appear. I need only look at you to know these things. Oh, gosh. You're dressed as the latest style, your hat clearly regularly groomed, and your eyes are animated. In short, you have no inkling as to why your husband might have disappeared, correct? That's right, he's a kind man with a strong sense of loyalty, and he rather doubts so from hearing me. Which would point to the possibility that he has become embroiled in some incident or other.
Oh dear.
Yep, so that sounds likely. Unusual. What if he's incurred some miscreant's ill will? What exactly is your husband's line of work?
A warder at the
prison. He's a security guard. Interesting. So, all in favor? How many people are gonna suspect that this guy's either the defendant or the victim? Please say aye. Because I'm tempted to say defendant. He's the chief warder. The big man on top. Well, chief prison warder certainly qualifies as something of a specialist occupation. Yes, it does indeed. My poor husband must prepare those dreadful punishments and see they're carried out. Punishments? Does she mean capital punishments? And at such times, he must occasionally spend a night or two in the prison dormitory. But for that extra responsibility, he's remunerated more handsomely than other warders. Of course, we make no mention of my husband's work to the neighbors. Yes, I believe your prudence is justified. Tell me, at what prison is your husband engaged?
Barclay Prison, of course!
Really, Barclay? Oh, a fine establishment. If I'm not mistaken, there is a large cemetery just behind it. Yes, that's correct. Lowgate Cemetery. No.
Oh boy.
This is strangely unbelievable, my dear fellow, and yet undeniable. Fuck. Lost me. Pay no heed, madam, pay no heed. A private matter. This can't really be a coincidence. Can it?
Sir Phoenix Wright, it's an Ace Attorney game. There's no such thing as coincidence. It's called plot. Welcome to it, Ryunosuke.
After your husband's disappearance, when did you realize he was missing? Please try not to laugh. It was yesterday.
I'm sorry? Yesterday?
That really is recent. Laughably so. The truth is, my husband does at times have occasion to spend the night away for his work. It's not all out of the ordinary for him to return at home at night, but this is different. For him to not make any contact for a whole day, this has certainly never happened before. Oh, my dear Daly, whatever could have happened? My dear Miss Virgil, please calm yourself. Now then, have you contacted the police? Why, naturally, but sadly, they refused to listen to my pleas as my husband has been only missing for 1 day. I was asked to wait patiently at home. In truth, Miss Virgil, I concur with the police. However, let us not be hasty. I see no reason why we should not engage my deductive powers to track your husband down anyway. In short, he's willing to help out for the paycheck. Just to solve the greatest problem known to man for another month is no bearing on my decision. I seek only to put a sweet smile on another lady's face. That's really all there is to it. Oh.
You seek only to put this suit's rent in your landlady's purse. That's all there is to it.
So in short, guy's missing for a day, paranoid wife. Del, please tell me you're not one of them if we ever get married.
I'm sorry, but Chris hasn't been home for a day. Ooh!
Permission, I need to begin my investigation. Oh, please report to me soon with good news, sir. Fear not, madam. In a day or two, I shall be contacting you with a heartening report, I'm quite sure. So soon? Oh, how splendid, Mr. Jones. Good news shall be delivered early, I always say. Plans to leave the photograph of your husband in my possession? Okay, so a photograph of the husband. Now, allow me to show you the door. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, not paranoid if they are out to get you. True, I think Jones would help with the case even without the money. He just happens to need money right now. Yeah, I mean, it would give him something to do. Mr. Jones, you're simply marvelous. Why is it I'm half expecting her to do the pre-cure princess thing, sort of the curtsy and go, gawk again, yo? But how do you come up with such nonsense? Good news in a day or two? Are you sure? I can't be sure, of course, but then I didn't swear on it. You fucker! To be able to give her good news, one might say. After all, the rent must be... Oh! By that time we shall be mutually relieved. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo?
Don't look at me with those pleading eyes.
You know, here's the weird thing. It's not Ryunosuke who has to worry about the rent. It's Shones. Yes, my hearing is surprisingly good, actually. Excellent. And what did you make of it? Well, I was surprised to learn where her husband worked. At Barclay Prison, I mean. Ah, so you noted that. Of course, especially with the mention of Lowgate Cemetery. The Professor. Oh god, I gotta do this voice again. Lowgate Cemetery is at the rear of Barclay Prison. So it was renowned among the students at the university for being haunted by the ghosts of condemned convicts. Oh, I miss doing that voice. The Professor. And now a warder from the prison has mysteriously disappeared, it would seem. It's all very peculiar. Indeed. But nothing you can't handle, I'm quite certain, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? Roll on to prison and see what you can glean. Would you? You fucker. It's a prison governor. But aren't you going to go to yourself? Surely you needn't ask. I can't possibly... In short, he's fixing his hair. Fuck you. But didn't you go to Lime Street with that hair? That was quite a different matter. So I leave it in your capable hands. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd rather be busy. Can we personally kill him yet? Hold on, I need to actually have a look. Oh no, he's not in the chair. Well, I suppose we should have a look. Great detective waits for no hair. Barclay Prison is on the outskirts of London, backing onto a lonely burial ground. Quietly before us in the fog. At the meeting, we were shown to the governor's office in the watchtower. Lovely! That's a clock. That is a hatchet. That is 4 pairs of handcuffs. Oh no, 2 handcuffs, 2 leg cuffs. Is a shorn-off shotgun. And that is a parrot. I better hear a dead parrot skit by the time that fucking bit comes up. Oh. This place is full of hardened criminals. I kinda remember the last time a civilian was done in here. And you didn't want to talk to an inmate, but to me? Oh my. Do you ken who I am? I'm the governor, Barry Caden. It's a... Huh? And an Easterner, I see. Does that mean... Oh. He's busy pinning off all the thoughts. I'm a visiting student of law from the Empire of Japan. Japan! Did he say Japan? Yes? Well, there's no any of your kind here, laddie. Maybe you should try the prison next door, eh? I didn't notice another prison next door, sir. Anyway, we came to ask you some questions about... I didn't like to be so direct, but... Oh, fuck. Okay. Barricade in. God damn it. Oh, I just missed that. Oh. So as soon as he finds out that we're Japan, he reacts like this. Surely means, yep, he doesn't like the idea of the professor. 10 years ago, Genshin Isogi, also known as the Professor, was incarcerated in this prison. After his execution, he apparently re-emerged from his grave in the cemetery behind the prison. I might have known! You sniffing around lot about that case, aren't you? Oh no! Your agency, part of the Professor's great web, no doubt! No, not at all. We're just... Get going with you before I punch your lights out! We're going! Clearly the ghost of that killer still haunts this place! Yes, it is a guillotine and the clock. This man, there's nothing suspicious about us. Governor Caden? In a conversation recently. Think about it. The same feeling. Hang on. Oh, we can't even examine! Oh. Hey! Oh, look at this charming chap just sitting here. Hello, Mikatoba. Oh, wait, they did. They bring up Caden when we started. It says we talked about Caden. Jigoku. Yes, he's not the relaxing sort. He's taken himself off to pay his respects to all the legal bigwigs. Charming, he's going to go visit the judges. Professor, you mentioned something before about how you'd known the prison governor at Barclay Prison. Oh? Governor Caden, you mean? So it is the same man. He refused to talk to us. He said we were suspicious Easterners. Well, I'm sure if I accompanied you, it would be a different story. Oh! As you can see, I'm very busy at the moment. Busy drinking coffee on a comfortable settee. No, I'd rather have a lot to prepare for tomorrow, you know. Out loud, did I? Good lord, he can read minds. Alarmingly good at reading people's thoughts. Or could it be that you Naruhodos are alarmingly bad at hiding your thoughts? It's not fallout, I have an idea now. So he's writing something. Here's a letter of introduction for you. He ripped off a piece of paper. The letter of introduction. Okay. Good luck then. And he's back to his coffee. But what's this all about? Does this sound Jigoku or Santa Claus? It'll be so awkward if it's Jigoku. Just me, or does that make me sound extremely untrustworthy? I do wish he'd at least called you a nice young man. I'm really not sure that would help. Oh! He drew this on the back of a ticket. The ferry ticket. It says Grouse First Class Cabin 00... Wait, 001? Was that the one that Kazuma was in? Yokohama departure 11 September, London arrival 1st November. That's the boat that Professor Mikatoba and Judge go here in Japan, isn't it? Plans for before night arriving in Dover. I think it's been almost a year since we arrived in Dover. Keep your tickets and rent on your trip, don't you think? Yeah, I agree. Save them in my diary. I keep mine in my wallet, so I have it with me at all times. Are you low, dear? Comment. So, written on the back of a steam trip. Okay, that's gonna be something. Okay. Let's go back to the office. Hello, Caden. We got a present. You just cast your eyes over this, Governor Caden?
What's this then? You can't pull the wool over me eyes, you good-for-nothing Japanese student. Mikatoba. That young jock from the forensics laboratory? That Mikatoba?
Yes, exactly, him. Oh dear, perhaps I should have said something sooner. I'm Yujin Mikatoba's daughter, Sasara.
Jinx! You're the young man's daughter? And you didn't think to mention that before?
I do apologize.
Aye, well, you'd best take a seat then. Can I offer you a cup of tea, perhaps? And didn't forget to try one of these wee...
Oh! What a... He's being charming now. I like him. Father's influence is nothing short of amazing. I'm bitterly regretting not announcing who I was from the outset now.
Oh, so then, what can I do for you, Anne?
Well, we're currently investigating a case. It's one of your warders, you see. He's gone missing.
Missing?
That's right. It's surely been reported to you as well, being the prison governor.
I ain't heard nothing of that. Oh,
Person's in my prison. Charming. Daily Virgil, your chief warder.
Virgil?
That's right. His wife came to us and asked us to investigate his disappearance. Let's skip the part about him only going missing yesterday for now.
Oh!
That meant something. Aye, of course. What's going on here? Oh, I gotta do this and see what happens. Oh, there we go.
What's that there then?
It's actually a sign of a Japanese defense lawyer.
Whoa, you have to wear something like that to prove who you are. Perhaps I should wear these handcuffs, eh?
Yeah, maybe. You catch you, then yourself.
Aye, that's true. You got me there then.
They're not actually a sign of anything, are they?
I kind of like him. He was like, so you wear that to prove you're a defense attorney. Okay, why don't I wear this?
I am going to check that bird in a minute, because it awkward me. Listen.
Aye, that he was. Strong sense of responsibility and dedicated to the job, no doubt about it. He was a fine warder.
He said was.
Aye, he does not work here anymore.
What? When was this exactly?
There's a question. When was it about? It can't have been much less than...
What? What? 10? Wait, what? He's been doing shady things behind the back.
Aye, as I mind it, do you ken I hadn't heard the fella's name in all that time. So worry if he's gone missing now.
Miss Virgil made no mention of it. I think perhaps, Mr. Naruhodo, that his wife simply doesn't know. I think she's unaware that he no longer works here. Governor Caden, can you tell us what happened? Why did Miss Virgil give up his job here?
That's important, is it?
10 years ago. It's the professor. It's gotta be related to the professor case. I mean, given that it was 10 years ago, which was exactly when the professor was being held. But first of all, I must examine the parrot. Expected to find a parrot in a prison. It must be the governor's pet. Where we are, it's hard not to see the poor creature as a prisoner. Would you say it's a jailbird? Let me out, dinner kill me. Has the bird learned to mimic the plaintive cries of the inmates in the cells?
Och, no, he was one of 3 siblings, you see. And he still calls out the names of his 2 brothers like that all the time.
His 2 brothers are... His 2 brothers are called Lemmy Oot and Dinner Kill Me?
Aye, I hear you, laddie. You want your dinner, eh? Didn't do it.
Didn't do it. Didn't do it. Oh, I've got to know about this clock. This grandfather clock is fitted with a terrifying blade that keeps dropping down.
It's modeled on the guillotine, a French execution device. You might have heard of it. And yes, for your ask, it can chop.
Heads off, you mean?
Heavens no, carrots and parsnips and so.
He's using a guillotine, one of the most iconic devices to ever exist. One of the most symbolizing things of French execution, as a soup maker.
Well, if you place a large carrot at the bottom here in the morning, by evening it'll have been cut clean in 2.
Oh, so it's a blunt blade. It's a blunt blade. I see a red book. Oh, it's going to the papers. Tell you, I wonder. Nah, it's never been done before. That's 50 years old. Oh, 50 years in alphabetical order? Whether or not they left alive after serving that term. All the details about the crimes they committed are recorded in there, like an epitaph, you might say. How dispiriting. And yet, this man seems to be enjoying tea and biscuits as he talks about them. I'm curious by this. An axe, a hunting rifle, and 4 pairs of handcuffs. It's a daunting collection. Oh, there's a story behind... Oh! A parrot in a courtroom? What are you going to do? Question it? Nah, it would be dumb enough. I mean, it's not like a parrot would know a safe combination or tell you not to forget a certain date. Why would they ever tell you to do a certain event? Oh, famous killer's weapon and the axe is via an executioner and the handcuffs are... I think you're in the realms of fantasy now, Mr. Naruhodo. Not those kind of stories, Jimmy. That axe was the one I used to chop down the cherry tree at me house. Mrs. Caton wasn't pleased. Ah, and the cuffs on the left are the ones I caught my first burglar with back when I was a bobby. Oh, okay, that's a reasonable. That's a proper experience. The stories were a little different to those you imagined, I think, weren't they? Yes, to my relief, and in some small way, my disappointment. Check the Discord if you're referring to that parrot story. I have seen it. So here we go. So he resigned from the position. So let's check this out first. It's gotta be the professor. It has to be related to the professor case. In actual fact, he didn't leave the job willingly. He had no choice. Oh, no choice? You mean he was dismissed? It was after a particular walk. Sorry? A walk? Aye, that's our word for it in here. A walk to the gallows. Yep, death's walk. An execution. It's the job of the chief warden to prepare the gallows tree and oversee any executions, you see. Only Virgil did something unthinkable on the... What? Okay, wait, what did he do? I'm sorry, but I cannot reveal that information. But I can tell you, it's a very rare for a chief warden to be relieved of his post. But why wouldn't Miss Virgil know about it? She appears to be under the impression that her husband still works here. I wouldn't have keen anything about it, I'm afraid. Can you perhaps answer one more question about the circumstances of dismissal? And what would that be, Anne? That last execution that Mr. Virgil was responsible for overseeing. Was it by any chance the professor's? My thoughts exactly. He's gone quiet. I'm sorry, I really am, but I'm not at liberty to answer that. I see. Well, it was worth a shot, but it is seeming like a connection. Now, how does it not make a Toba, though? It was years ago, and I studied forensic medicine. But you seem to have been well acquainted. The dead room, the prison, and the cemetery have a lot to do with one another. After all, they need fresh corpses for forensic research, don't they? Yes, I can imagine. And an advancement in medical science isn't always particularly palatable. Your father worked in the laboratory just on the far side of the graveyard. In the basement of St. Sinner's. It's still in use today. St. Sinner's? That's come up before, I'm sure. Have we been there? Mechatober and I oft used to ride in a carriage together and negotiate terms. For more fresh material, I suppose. Aye, and we used to sit in there for hours and gab on about dissection of all sorts. Oh, it takes me back. Over a pot of tea and a plate of cough biscuits, of course. This man is like a gentle sore. I like him. Please don't die. Caden, please don't die. He was a good fella, your father. Reliable and dead set on his work. But I'm afraid I'll never understand your Japanese. Because of Genshin Asogi, I suppose. Makes sense. Well, oh, nah, we leave. I cannot tell you anything else. Thank you so much for your time, Governor. Oh, one moment away. One moment before you're away. Oh! Sure, I have it in here somewhere. Ah, found it. Yeah, take this as a wee souvenir of your visit to the prison. What is it? Oh. Virgil's dismissal notice. It's 10 years old now, of course. Whoa! Aye, it's no trouble at all. It's not the original, mind. Virgil's dismissal off. So this proves he was dismissed. What's Governor Caden? Well, in return, you're gonna say not to come back, can't you? Do me a favor and never come back here. That case is closed. Oh, Caden. He obviously wants to bury it, so makes sense. That's what Mr. Jones. Only tell Miss Virgil, I wonder. Well, let's have a look. Oh, here we go. Notice of dismissal. Chief Warder Daily Virgil is relieved of his post for immediate effect for having violated Clause 132 of Her Majesty's Code of Conduct for Prisons. All rights to redundancy pay and other financial benefits are revoked. Ugh! Aiding and abetting the escape from the... Oh, shit. Virgil tried to help him escape. Virgil tried to help him escape. Oh my god, no! Why? Investigate. Full cooperation requires to be respected. Prison Governor Barry Caden. Additional notes. Indications are that the jailbreak plot was conceived prior to the convict's incarceration. It's believed that the convict engaged in some form of negotiation with prison staff in order to secure assistance. Full disclosure information regarding these negotiations will be demanded. So Daly tried to help him escape. But why? This is so left field. Where the fuck is this going? Hello, you two. Iris! Yay! Give it up for Iris, best girl. Part in all this is I just thought of something. His surname has got S and H. Would this be Hedgehog Sonic? Oh no, this would be Sedgehog. This would be Sedgehog Honic. The fuck when did Herlock become bloody darts? Being an anime character. No, he's got blue hair. So think he's got blue on him. So now he's now Honic the Shedhog. You've returned a good deal sooner than I was anticipating. Hello, Mr. Sholmes. Hello, Mr. Sholmes. Say nothing. Your thoughts are written all over your faces in any case. It turns out it may have been unadvisable to test my heck. Oops. Shaw Nick the Hedgehog. Well, no, it'd be a hedge. No, it'd be a H. So instead of Shonic, it would. I think it's on it. No. You just replace the S and the H around. So now it's Hornick the Shedhog. Pray tell me, what of our warder friend? Have you garnered some new info? Well, yeah, this is important actually. Oh, yes, something very surprising, in fact. Though it's not a patch on your hair, to be honest. It certainly isn't, but still, we discovered that... Sholmes! Gina! Oh. I can't adamantly believe it. She's crying. Why is she crying? Very grave matter indeed. For Miss Lestrade made no mention of my hair whatsoever. Sholmes, not now! Gregson? Wait, Gregson. The boss is... What?! Gregson, no! Oh my God. Oh no. He just found his body. Shot with a pistol. No. Gregson. Yeah, what the fuck happened? What the fuck? Yes! Okay. Let's just get to the fucking bottom of this. Okay. Gregson's really shot. I don't know much about what happened myself yet. Still there investigating the scene. Where did this take place? A little rented room in a building full of flats on Fresno Street. The outskirts of town, nowhere near his home. He was perhaps investigating a case then. Oh, that list. No one at the yard knows nothing about no case around there. So he went there of his own accord. He was so good. Oh no. Oh, Gina. Oh no. Who does he have the idea who the culprit is? They got him already. They got a culprit. They got a witness reported something was going on, and the boys got straight down there to look at him. So who the fuck did it? Self. Who? What?! Van Sykes? Van Sykes? First of all, Van Sykes!
What the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Okay, give us a fucking answer. Come on.
Ramos Estrada's buried Van Sykes the police have arrested. Saw him with my own eyes in the interview room at the yard. I don't believe it. There were witnesses, and they're all saying it was him. I mean, multiple witnesses. They heard the gunshot, apparently. When our lot got to the scene, there was only the boss and that Reaper bloke in the room. Oh no, here we go again. There's no way Lord Van Sykes would have taken Gregson's life. I just don't believe it. Yeah.
I have no words for this. I generally have no words for this. Tell me it's a joke. Tell me it's a fucking joke. Tell me this is gonna be like that fucking case. And the guy we thought was dead is just gonna rise up and it's gonna be A-okay. Tell me it's gonna be A-okay. I have no words for this. I need to see this. I need to see this.
So you didn't do nothing? He did. It's DL6. Yeah, that's a good point. Come over to see him right now. He's coming out as soon as you can. You gotta help. Vagina, we're definitely doing this. Detectives allowed to appear whenever some sinister plots unfolded. Little wonder we all looked haggard. Sometimes these things are almost too much for the nerves. Sholmes! Oh my god! Hold on. Weaver wants to begin my investigations. He will too. It would be helpful if you could talk to Mr. Reaper, see what you can glean. Sounds like Sholmes is going off to get proof, and we're gonna go find Sykes. Until later then. Gregson dead. Lord Van Sykes arrested. Called you a Hanson. This way outside. Iris, good girl. To the prison. I'm sorry. Could you guys just give me a little moment? I need to go just grab a drink of water. I have no words for any of this. I need a drink. A big, long drink. brought the dog. And then the dog. I'm back. Sorry, I had the dog, but the dog left. What the dog doing? So see, I really wish the game had some shared elements with Danganronpa. To the one who killed Gregson. Gladly. 0 to 100. Oh, there. Oh, at least he's nice enough to have reading material. How thoughtful. It's arrested. Yeah, this is not, as Aeon said again, this is 4. What are you doing for number 5? Back to the wall reading something. I don't think he's noticed us. Lord Van Sykes? And there we go. King you here. The last place on Earth I'd like to be with the last person on Earth I'd like to see. Charlie, I couldn't very well not come. We heard what happened, that you and Inspector Gregson was... Go home. This has nothing to do with you. But... Forgive me, Lord Van Sykes, but I must disagree. Oh, go on, Sasato. Gregson was very helpful to us on a number of occasions, and we're indebted to him at the very least. You owe it to him to find the truth. Yes. Investigations, please. There's really nothing I can tell you. What were you just reading in the back of your cell there? Was it something related to the case? A letter. The Yard isn't quite so cavalier with its information as to share case details with the suspect. And this is a letter from an old acquaintance. Oh, who might that be? Someone you know, as it happens. Hairbrain! I like to read my correspondence in peace, so let's get this over with, shall we? What is it that you want to know? Strange. I mean, let's face it, Lord Van Sykes never minces his words. But he seems to have less bite than usual somehow. Van Sykes. What the fuck? Hang on, I just thought of something. If Van Sykes is here, who's the prosecutor? There's only one other one who's trained as a prosecutor. Yeah, Del just said it. I think we might be going against Kazuma. I think Kazuma's gonna be the fucking prosecution. Are we gonna have Ryunosuke versus Kazuma? It's gotta be Kazuma, unless it's something else. I don't think they'd bring Pain in. That's my guess, anyway. How much do you already know? You know, the inspector was shot dead in a small rented room on Fresno Street, and that you were found there by police when you arrived at the scene and immediately arrested. Nobody else in the room, and some witnesses heard the gunshot. And you're well informed. And there's really nothing I can add. The truth is, I don't know what happened myself. The gunshot! Obviously you didn't find the gun, did you? I'm not in the habit of shooting the people I work alongside. I also heard the noise, however. Before I had a chance to investigate, I was apprehended by the arriving officers. So he doesn't know, so he must have just got there and then it happened. Place to begin with. And there it is. representing me. Yep, so he's gonna need a lawyer, so in short, he's not gonna tell us what he was doing there because we're not involved yet. There we go. Who's gonna be representing you in court, Lord Van Sykes? Anyone other than you, I should imagine. Fuck you. Huh. Assuming. Yep. Defense lawyers shy away from any trial involving the Reaper, as I'm sure you know. But this is different. In my career, of all the defendants I prosecuted, only 19 have... Oh, wow! We actually have a number! 19 have been acquitted. Of them, 16 subsequently died in mysterious circumstances. Questions will be asked now. Surely not. Surely no defense lawyer will want to touch me with the end of a barge pole. You didn't actually have anything to do with those people's deaths, did you? It's been 10 years now that I've been known as the Reaper of the Bailey. Believe me, nobody wants to know the true identity of this killer more than I. However, it seems things may have come to a head before I have the chance to uncover it. God damn it. What do you mean by that? I think I know what that means. He wants to know the truth. And he's worried he's not going to get it. Oh, and then, what's Hairbrain said? To Germany, I thought. It's a letter to inform me of his safe arrival at home. I arranged his passage by sea and rail. Okay, so it was just him just passing about it. Beyond the reaches of the Reaper. Because the Reaper doesn't follow people abroad, you mean? Yes, so it seems. Your stupid little Nipponese friend, for example. You told me he was keeping well in Japan when I inquired the other day. Yes, that's right. He's an author now, happily working in Tokyo. So Professor Hairbrain's safely back in Germany now. Wait, so 16 people are dead and the only 3 people that we got acquitted for the part of it is Saseki, who's back in Japan, Gina, who's now working as the detective, and Hairbrain, who's back in Germany. In short, we ruined his streak. Why am I trying to make a joke in this scenario? He is. Well, that's good at least. It means our conversations run dry. There was a 2-second silence, that's all. God damn it. The desk is... I really need a cup holder. Actually, will you guys just give me a moment? I'm gonna go grab something. Need to grab a cup mat. Oh, no, Reggie. Alright. I'm back, everybody. Sorry about that. I think I got a hunch too as well. So sorry, I had to go get another cut mat, so I got my next best one. Look, I'm not a Legend of Zelda fan, but my brother got me a selection of Nintendo Classics ones. So, might as well make use of it. By the way, if Cock comes in, do not tell him any of this. I don't know how much he knows. Thanks. I saw that coming. Wow, he seems surprised. You trust me, do you? Yes. I've heard you speak many times in court, seen how you treat people, so I'm quite sure that you would never have taken another's life. It's just my feelings can't be used as evidence in a court of law, sadly. It's a very gracious offer, however. I trust no one. Oh boy. Police, the judiciary, and not you Nipponese. Please. I have no intention of engaging your services. The chasm between us is just too wide and too deep, it seems. Oh. See if you don't visit again. Hmm. Perhaps we need to dig a little deeper. Find out more about Lord Van Sykes and what happened to Inspector Gregson. Well, not much we need to know. Oh. Room on Fresno Street. The out-of-the-way part of London. I doubt many people find their way down this back street. Rented room is where it happened then. Red hair! Guys, look! Red hair! Well, looks like the red hairs are involved in this. Mr. Sholmes anywhere, though. Oh. Oh, go on, Gina! Don't forget to look inside the chimney stack, too. Blimey, ain't you lot never... Oh, go on, Gina! Gina's going for it! Oh, so you've turned up at last. Mind you, I ain't been here long myself. Up again, Gina. Shams has only just left. You're lucky you missed that. You went prancing around in here, pointing at stuff and flicking that or this and just scarpered. So he literally just did his thing. Well, we got an investigation in games. Yeah, he didn't stop to say nothing to no one. Not even me. You know, would you mind if you investigated too? Listen, Otto. You're a lawyer, right? Oh boy. Guess Gina's gonna uphold some honesty here. Yes, why? Well, you're not thinking of trying to help the Reaper bloke, are you? Oh, Gina. She's never gonna forget, is she? That trial will haunt her forever. When she was in the case. Really is responsible for this crime. Will be duly and fairly judged in court. It's true. Go on then, Odo. Get investigating. I want to know the truth about what really happened. Go on, Gina. Okay, let's find some info. What was Inspector Gregson doing here in the first place? That's what I want to know. It's what, half a year since I got out of the clink? That's when I decided to give up my diving and become a detective instead. Yeah, Mr. Chums twisted the inspector's arm to agree to take her as apprentice, didn't he? Something like that, I think. Anyway, the point is, I didn't really know much about the boss till then. But it turns out he's a bit of a legend at the yard. Really? say he managed to solve some really tricky case just like that.
He did?
Yep, and ever since then he started going on all sorts of investigations, but always on his own. No one else at the yard even knows what half his case is even working on, apparently. It's not how it's supposed to work, is it? So what's the legendary inspector doing in a dingy little room like this? Not respect for the Reaper and all, and look where that landed him. Respect for the Reaper? In what way? I heard him say as much. Oh, so Gregson, I see. They're after that fella or his words. Not how the general public feels, is it? Most people are terrified of the Reaper. Yeah, the boss said that's exactly why he respected the bloke. I didn't realize Gregson held the Reaper in quite such high regard. He said something else to me and all. I didn't need to worry about the Reaper, because he only goes after people what are bad. It kind of set my mind at ease when he said that. Right. What's this place then? Does anyone live here? Apparently it's being rented by some cove called Hugh Boot.
Oh boy. Don't. I want to hear none of you state a single word about this one. If I see one of you, you will be timed out.
Hugh Boone? It's a sort of it today, gone tomorrow there, isn't it? Yeah, he's what we call an unidentified person. We haven't been able to get in touch with him. Well, judging from appearances, I'd have to say this place hasn't been lived in for a long time. Hugh Bone. Hugh Bone. Fine, I'll say it. Huge bone. That's all you get. Yes, Mrs. Adam? Well, could it be that this Hugh Boone is in fact Inspector Gregson himself? Wait, so this is Gregson's home? He's investigating on his own. It's quite possibly that this was in fact some kind of secret office of his. I'd never even considered that. Nice work, Suze. We're actually following a line of inquiry like that ourselves. You are? If you look around the room, you'll see there's a few things that hint at it. Yep, we'll examine the things. And now, for the matter. It's found over there. Yep, and a gun. They said it was a single bullet what did him in. Apparently the bullet went right through him and struck the candle tree on the wall. Completely. And the gun used is there on the floor. It's the Reaper's in it, no denying that. What? Really? Take it easy. I don't know what to do with myself when you stare at me with them big wide eyes. Well, you got used to it, Gina. Seeing what I've heard, I don't know much about guns myself. Some bigwig lawman or whatever who said so. Why don't you ask him? Bigwig lawman, is it? Let's sneak along that window there. Some street sellers just outside who heard the gun show. But I don't recall seeing anybody outside. Yeah, they've all been taken down the yard for questioning, that's why. We're talking about the yard's legendary inspector here, after all. They'll be getting a grilling. Might be able to speak with those street sellers ourselves? I doubt it. The lads at the yard would just want to know what you're snooping for, and you'll be for grilling them all. So we can't interview the witnesses then. Shame. Well, we know where that's going. Find out on the day. Right. Let's get our info. First, the complete obvious bull. The fucking wall. The notice board is covered in scraps of paper. It's not a... What? This, you mean? It's an autopsy report, isn't it? Case 5. I would rather you didn't go any further, Eon. Please, don't give me thoughts. This one I'm not going to ask for. I don't want to know any opinions at all. And I'll be honest, I missed the info there. I missed the info. It's an autopsy report, case notes, prison inmates. So it's stuff that he got a hold of. Redhead League! There's that fucking thing again! What's this? Photograph stand. Must be a picture of one of Inspector Gregson's family members. What? That's the fucking girl! What? Why is her photo here? I think I've ever been more stumped. Why? Check the fireplace, I might as well. Fair to say, it hasn't been used in a long time. Yep, that sounds like a good idea, Aaron. Cold weather. Many visitor and the occasional rose. Hard to say which is more likely. No, that's right. It's one or the other. Well, let's check the obvious. Let's check the candlestick first. It's been completely blown off. Black spot on the wall behind. So if a bullet had hit it, it does seem likely the bullet hit the candle. It's passed through the inspector's body. Oh, now that wax on the wall looks like blood to me. Wait, Paladin, no. You're gonna have a cookie later. Oh, talk to the police officer. If you're looking down on us from the great beyond is... Oh! Some deep thoughts there. Yeah, maybe later. Might as well get the other ones. Oh. Might as well get all of them while we're here. Can't see a thing, so... Oh. God bless them. Now for the obvious shit. The fucking red wig. Neither can I. A red wig. This has to do with it, but why? If so, where the body was found means we have some more wigs. Elsewhere, isn't it? Exactly. Clue, I'm sure of it. The red hairpiece presumably belonged to Gregson. Well, let's do some checking. Black marks here, look. So that's got to be ballistic. Scorch marks. So perhaps the bullet struck the candle here, do you think? It's only this one candle's been cracked in half, it seems. Yeah, I think you might be right. Firearms are rarely used by criminals in Japan, so I'm afraid I'm not particularly knowledgeable about them. nothing about the back. So, nothing else about this. I always wonder what the underside of a hairpiece looks like. It doesn't surprise me at all, Mr. Naruhodo. You always want to see what lies beneath, don't you? Not sure that's quite how I'd put it. Place on your head, so it doesn't get blown off in gust of wind, I mean. That might be a little inconvenient when you wanted to take it off again. So, that was just found at the scene. This fucking toy soldier. Toy policeman. Aww. Rather charming, isn't it, in a way? Seeing as it's on the floor here, do you think it belonged to Inspector Gregson? It's a little hard to imagine Lord Van Zykes playing with something like this. I don't know. You wanted to practice voodoo? Just in case. I agree. It's rather delightful after all, in a way. So, this policeman figure. Let's have a look. The Helen Charming Police appears to be a little less for wear. I'm not convinced the charming part, but yes, you're right. The head part looks like it's been fairly heavily manhandled. Twisting it around and around for fun. Twisting it around too, for fun. Whoa! A key? Gee, hello Yatagarasu. So glad you could join us. Again! So it turns into a key. Interesting. Tiny and simple key. What's a little key doing inside a figurine of a policeman in the first place? Oh, Kisei. Oh, goddammit. Yes. Hey, Cotlal. So, we're on case 4, and, it's a doozy. A very, very big doozy. I'm glad I left these two for last, because Cutler's about to see what the fuck we've been doing. Not a word, I will cut to react to this. Suppose this is where the victim... That's right, the rope is laid around the body to show us it was found. Poor Inspector Gregson himself has already been taken away. And would probably be under Dr. Sife's scalpel by now if not for what happened last week. From the shape of the rope, it would appear that the inspector was curled up in a ball. Charming. Why? There's just rope, but, well, it conjures up quite a terrifying image, that's all. Yep, Gregson's the victim. Gregson is the one dead. And they supposedly had caught the killer. And the gun explains who it is. It's presumably the murder weapon then. It is real, I suppose. I think so. Guns are so rare in Japan, I really know little about them. So when we know for sure, Mr. Naruhodo, fire a shot. No! If I did that, I'd be looking for a skilled lawyer to represent me in court. So if we just ask someone who might know, I think. My revolver's been entered in court. Yeah, so you're aware? Yeah. Cheers to you, Gregson. All the best. Now, have we got everything here? Actually, we'll show who it is. Kotlol, look who it is. Surprise! This is only case 4. Like to stress, this is case 4. Case 4! Yep! Good time. Back to London. Lord Strongheart, can you? Someone. Kazuma! Private compartment on the train so I could check all the paperwork. He is gonna be the fucking prosecutor. He is. I called it. This is gonna be him as the prosecutor, isn't it? Ah, your timing is impeccable. It is? No doubt you have heard the sickening news about the Reaper's latest devilry. Yes. We don't believe it, of course, though, Lord Strongheart. That Lord Van Sykes could have done such a thing to Inspector Gregson. I believe only in the facts, and the facts in this case point to one thing. The unavoidable accusal of Lord Van Sykes for this crime. We must bring charges against the Reaper for taking the life of our legendary detective. By the way, everyone here can attest. I fucking cried. At the very least, though, we can show the world our justice system swift and incredible process. Does that mean the trial is tomorrow? Precisely. So they're going to use tomorrow's trial as a test. Kazuma. I know where this is going. You're already acquainted, aren't you? Mr. Asogi here will be present at tomorrow's proceedings. There it is! Called it! What? Kazuma is a prosecutor. Able but practitioner of law. That's not what he was. Saw this coming. Let's get the info. Tonight, tomorrow's trial will be closely followed all over London. In fact, no, people all over the Empire will be watching closely to see how it unfolds. There's no salvation for anyone prosecuted by the Reaper of the Bailey. And now, the Reaper himself must stand in the dock. Quite so. The public want answers about the Reaper. Answers about how and why those who escaped conviction subsequently died mysterious deaths. I love that we change our positions, but Kazuma just stays in the fucking background. That's certainly true, or it has been, at least until now. Huh? You mean for whoever did it? Yeah. Judicial system. Now for the fucking fact. Kazuma will be prosecuting tomorrow? That's right. But he's a defense lawyer, Lord Strongheart. I bet long practitioners cannot pick or choose their roles. And imagine what it will mean for the prosecution to know the strategies commonly employed by the defense. A devastating combination, wouldn't you agree? You fucking asshole. You fucking asshole. Yeah. He's gonna use Casimir as a prosecutor because he knows the defense tactics. He's got a prosecutor who knows what it's like on the other side. No doubt Casimir will be razor sharp as a prosecutor. I hope it's testing. Doesn't listen up. There are surely many other higher skilled prosecutors in Great Britain. A personal request. Be assigned to the trial. Well, yeah. Trained under Van Sykes. He'll look after you. All become clear tomorrow. I'm guessing you intend to stand for the defense, don't you? Although the Reaper appears to be turning all of its representation. So my request would have come upheld. Unprecedented. Quite exceptional, in fact. Toba. Tomorrow's trial will be unprecedented and exceptional in every way. After all, the accused is one of Britain's greatest prosecutors, the pride of the Empire. It would be unwise to give the public a reason to perceive it as a judiciary closing ranks. So that's why you're happy to let a foreigner handle the prosecution. Yunosuke, let's see how your skills have been honed after practicing law in this land for so many months. I don't understand why you're being so hostile to me now. This isn't going to end well, my friend. Notice there was a gun at the scene of Inspector Greggson's death. Do you know who belongs to Lord Van Sykes? That would be a question for the lead detective investigating the scene. Well, the thing is, she wasn't sure, so she told me I should ask somebody higher up who might know. Be direct, thank you. It's certainly a model that's issued to all personnel involved in law enforcement, yes. Which includes prosecutors, as I'm sure you can imagine. Well, that answers that question. The answer's yes. That's the short version. Could have belonged to the victim. No, Gregson had his gun on his person. But Lord Van Sykes, he claims it's currently not in his possession. Oops! Story, he lost it. In short, it's more than a little suspicious. Fuck. It was actually his. No, of course not. Nevertheless, the situation is grave for Lord Van Sykes. So there's something we need to ask about. Pistol? Nope. The Lord Chief Justice are not here to offer advice about evidence. Fuck! Oh. You know, that would make sense. Actually, we haven't even examined the gun. We haven't even examined the gun. Yeah, might have to examine him too. We'll see what we can do. It's 5 years. They've been engraved with a unique serial number. As far as I can tell, there's nothing like that on this gun. Longer ago than that. Interesting. So it definitely. Yes, we do. So we're full of war. Yeah, we do need answers. And so we got the full story. And what I was coming here to do. Oh, here we go. We'll have to get some answers. Been well like this. But how did you come to be here in London when you were suffering from amnesia? It was the voice. This past year, I've been hearing it in my head constantly, saying the same thing over and over. Go to London, that's where your destiny awaits. It was that voice that guided me here to London. I'm so sorry for what's happened. Anyway, my memory might have returned to me, but there's something that won't return to the way it was before. Huh? What do you mean? I'm a prosecutor now, so I'm sure our paths will cross again very soon. Well, they expected us to speak to him first. Well, thank you very much, Lord Strongheart. Remember, tomorrow's trial will go down in our Empire's history. There's much you could learn from the public gallery. So for your time, we'll see ourselves out.
Hold it!
Kazuma? We got Kazuma holders. Just wanted to thank you. Kazuma-sama? What? You took my determination to heart and brought it with you over the ocean in my steed. And you carried out my role to perfection. You always were intent on studying British law now to change our own justice system. It was your dream, and Mr. Naruhodo didn't want that to die with you. Yes. I know the purpose for coming here. Yeah, but here we go. Come on, give us that rule. I actually have a favor to ask. Which is? This trial I'll be prosecuting tomorrow. I'd like you to be there to see how it ends. Right in front of me, as the defense Ooh! Yeah, I was expecting a Case 5 thing with Kazuma, but not this. Lord Van Sykes would never put his fate in my hands. On the contrary, he recognizes your talent. He does. It's not easy to see behind the facade sometimes. Oh. Wait, what? I don't know what's weird. The fact Gregson's there. Or that Van Sykes is smiling. Lord Van Sykes with Gregson. In a photograph that must have been taken some time ago by the look of it. And who's the third person? It's displayed very prominently in the director's office. In Gregson's office, you mean? Yes, what I'm trying to say is if you really think you can trust the Reaper, you might find some straight talking makes him take a different view. Take it. I don't understand. Why are you giving me this? Just hurry, we escape. Visiting hours at the prison are almost over. Of course they are! Why are they always? Alright. Let's go visit Van Sykes. Still reading that letter, most likely, from Hairbrain again. Well, Van Sykes is still reading that letter. We've been gone quite some time, though. Either he's an incredibly slow reader, or it's an incredibly long letter. To be able to read English faster than he can. He's going to kill us, isn't he? Hello, we're dead. I was intending to ignore you entirely, but I can't turn a deaf ear to such an insulting Nipponese. Oh, sorry. I didn't think you'd hear that. I had the case notes brought to me in secret. I was We had the trial set for tomorrow, which is none of your business. So, have you found a lawyer? How many times must I reiterate the same thing? This has nothing to do with you. In other words, no. We just talked to Lord Strongheart, and the prosecutor for your trial's been decided. I expect nothing less, though I have no idea who it is. It's going to be Kazuma Asogi. Asogi! That made the color drain from his face. Well then. then. It seems I'm gonna have to engage in conversation with you again after all. Let's get the full info before we show that picture. So my older brother, who was the director of prosecutors at the time, was murdered. And the killer, as you know, was a visiting student from the Far East. Not a single day goes by when I don't curse the name Asogi. Genshin Asogi was Kazuma-sama's father. So what cruel twist of fate is this now, 10 years later? Pretty much. And sons to crucify me in some kangaroo court. Still don't understand why Lord Stronghart apprenticed Kazuma to you. It's what he does. No doubt he knew the young man's true identity from the outset. But what could he have been hoping to achieve? And let's not forget that it was only 8 days ago that Kazuma recovered from his amnesia. Why would Lord Stronghart assign the trial to somebody like that? Asogi. That name is the very epitome of my bane. The bane that is you Nipponese. Right, your hatred of all of us Japanese. As we found out from that lovable part. And appointed as a prosecutor, it happened 10 years ago. My brother, Clint, the director of prosecutors, was hunting down a mass murderer. The so-called professor. Investigation as his partner. Visiting student dispatched from Scotland Yard. Genshin Asogi. Exactly. I developed a deep respect for the man. He seemed noble-minded and chivalrous to the extreme to me. But none of us saw the true nature of the man. Lost everything when it happened. My esteemed brother, the people I believed in, and any semblance of right prevailing over wrong. Awful. To avenge my brother, I prosecuted in Asogi's trial. It wouldn't ordinarily have been allowed, but I believed the ascribed prosecutor until he consented. What do you mean by the ascribed prosecutor? The man in charge of the professor case inquiry, Lord Stronghart! Highly accomplished. Stronghart was a prosecutor. And he was going to be the prosecutor for the... Okay, why? He's the one person who I felt indebted. I'm sure he must have seen your zeal for the case and recognized your potential as a prosecutor. Anyway, time passed. And early this year, who should arrive in London but you? Huh? And of all things, as a lawyer. I felt your animosity the first time I ever faced you in the courtroom. Your obvious deep loathing of us Japanese. I kept telling myself it was illogical. But for so many years that hatred had festered inside me, I could no longer control it! Yeah, I am too. But why? But in the same way that I've long felt the Nipponese to be the bane of my life, to Kazuma Asogi I am the bane of his, the Reaper who sent his father to the gallows. He's looking for revenge, and he intends to take it in my court tomorrow. Sure. I'll try. Nipponese Bane, I'll just put this back here so you can read this Eon if this is where you were. Yeah, it does. Hope you can read that, Eon. I really do. I've got stuff to do. I've got work at 6:30 tomorrow morning. Exactly. Yeah, they've done a great job with this. Short version. It's because of Asogi he hates us. And what about Gregson? Transferred to the Paris Police Prefecture. He'd finally been Oh no! Oh, that's right. He did. I wonder, does it happen often? Being transferred internationally, I mean. Strongheart was the prosecutor originally for the Professor trial, but Van Sykes wanted to prosecute her instead. So he basically pleaded with Strongheart to take up the role, and so he did. Encountered it. Oh. The Paris police welcome an English detective is almost inconceivable. I can't imagine what kind of magic Gregson must have worked to put that arrangement in place. Sounds like that mystery is even the weaver perplexed. I'm afraid to say that we were very ignorant about Inspector Gregson's standing. We hear that he was considered something of a legend at Scotland Yard. Again, it was 10 years ago that he first made a name for himself by uncovering a decisive piece of evidence that exposed the professor's identity. It wasn't for... Oh, wow! Cheers to you, Gregson. All the best. Brother's life was taken. The inspector pushed for a full autopsy. Why, 10 years ago? Why is that so surprising? Autopsy was considered a desecration of the body at the time and rarely performed. And my brother was, of course, a noble. That made the idea of it even more unthinkable. But something Gregson had dug up in his investigations made him determined it wasn't necessary. His powerful conviction somehow influenced the House of Lords, and as a result, I could avenge my brother's death. So it was because of Gregson that the autopsy went ahead. Oh, he would have taken his life. I don't have confidence in anyone. Oh. I'm sure Gregson felt the same way. I've no doubt he thought of me only as the ominous Reaper, just like the rest of London. What really went on between Van Sykes and Gregson, I wonder? The true nature of their relationship. Gun! Inspector was found at the scene. Oh yes, that's not mine. Really? Because common opinion seems to think that it is. That's true. What do you expect me to say to that? Lord Strongheart informs us that you claim to have misplaced your firearm. Embarrassing as that is, I'm afraid it's true. When did you lose it then? That I don't know. Oh! With a revolver when I first became prosecutor 10 years ago. Must have stowed it somewhere, I suppose. Or left it somewhere, perhaps. He doesn't remember. And Lord Van Sykes, after all, Mr. Narodo. A talent for misplacing things. No, this has nothing to do with me. Don't join me into it. Don't make the mistake of associating me with this Nipponese. Oh, dear. The rift is very wide, isn't it, Sasato? Maybe sometimes it's best to keep things quiet. Decisive evidence, clearly, but it doesn't look good, that is for sure. But before we do, there is one thing we're gonna have to present. The photo. Came by this old photograph. Where did you get that? It was taken when I became a qualified prosecutor. It's almost unbelievable. I assume it was long lost. Is the man on the left there? Yes, that's my brother, Clint. So confirmed, which we all sort of knew. Had to be, really. At least it confirmed it. Nothing wrong with conversion. Which was prominently displayed in Gregson's office. He had a deep respect for you, you know. Were you aware of that? Respect? That's nonsense! No, we've had someone attest to it very clearly. Inspector Gina Lestrade, no less. True. Maybe once, yes. There was a time things were like that. We were brothers in arms, jovially discussing the future of justice and other such lofty subject matter. That was a nice glimpse of the past. I thank you. I feel as though I got a nice glimpse of the past then, too. There was a glimmer of light in his eyes. A brief twinkle. Insight into the true nature of this man known to as the stone-cold Reaper of the Bailey. Oh, Van Sykes. Mr. Nero. Oh! The first time he's ever used my actual name. I've lost all confidence in my country's justice system. I don't trust the police, the judiciary, or lawyers. But there's still one thing I'm willing to believe in. What's that? That which you see in the eyes of another across the courtroom. A simple determination to know the truth. What Van Sykes? From the very first time we clashed in the Bailey almost a year ago now, I couldn't deny it, even though I dearly wished I could. Here is a loathsome Nipponese who had an absolute integrity as a lawyer. There are only two other men I've known with that same look in their eyes. My brother Clint and Jensen Asogi. The man he idolized and the man who betrayed his trust in the most hideous way. When you showed me that photograph just now, it reminded me. You mean this photograph? I was able to laugh. I was free of the shackles of mistrust that plague me now. To the future with hope. Since then, I've protected myself against betrayal by refusing to trust anyone. But at times, the mirror into which I've sunk makes it almost impossible to breathe. I'm so sorry. So, Mr. Naruhodo, I want to believe in that look in your eyes. To believe in it. In tomorrow's trial. Oh my God. My life is in your hands. Van Sykes. Van Sykes, that must have been an incredibly hard thing to ask. Which is why I simply cannot let the man down. Tomorrow in the Old Bailey against my old friend Kazuma. Oh boy. I don't know where to start with this. You know what? Let's at least see the start. Because I think we'll wrap it up at this point. Because one, my voice is getting dry. And two, I am at work for 6:30 tomorrow morning. So I'm afraid I've got to be up early and such. There's that old familiar feeling again. The crushing pressure of this historic courthouse. Actually, no, it's a little different today. There's an even more menacing tension in the air. I'm sensing a stare! There's in the air today, isn't there, I suppose? Yeah, I think so too. It can only be the result of the menacing appearance of the defendant. A little more courtesy, if you please. Oh my, I do apologize. Oh, One Chop's doing it? So you're certainly not mistaken that this trial is far from ordinary. What do you mean? I'm not privy to the details. However, I understand that no juries... No jury?! We actually do not have any more judicial things. Oh. Oh boy. Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes! Have you made note of my hair, Mr. Naruhodo? Now I victory for signs, you must agree. That's fine. Mind to remember the username again. Well, I completely forgot about your little hair problem. Ah! What to one man is a little hair problem is to another a day of drinking dubious potion after dubious potion. You have no idea how my stomach ails me this morning. Oh dear, how awful for you. Thank you, Cut. Have yourself to blame, Mr. Sholmes. And good morning to you, Mr. Reaper. I'm delighted to see you looking so full of vim. And are you? I see London's celebrated a great detective is as active as ever. Oh, you exaggerate, my dear fellow, compared to my paltry engagements with a few trivial cases. The Reaper's overbearing presence is a far greater deterrent to the black roots of crime in our capital. Yeah, oh yeah, so Cotlaw, to sum up, we literally just had red hair Sholmes and blue hair Sholmes. Because of a simple matter of this. I'll let you read this. He was worried about rent. So he literally drank a potion to dye his hair red. And then in the conscience of trying to cure it, he turned it blue. There is at least one point at which I would readily commend you. What an honor, and that would be your eye for a good lawyer, sir. Mr. Sholmes? After all, behind this lawyer there is a very great mind. My own. What are you trying to say? I wish only to say that you should be prepared for quite a trial, Mr. Reaper. Sorry. Gina! A Mikatoba! Oh, I would have loved to have seen a Neapolitan-style hair. A mourning band. And Father's here too? It's been postponed, so I have some free time. I decided to come along with the police inspector to see our country's up-and-coming student in action. He's come to see how far we've grown. Oh yeah, I love Mikatoba. We even had Jigoku. We had I'll show you as well. The judge from the first case showed up. And he's got a coat with the defense badge of Phoenix Wright, sort of as buttons. Well, it's an honor to have you here. So there are some fruits to see. What about Gina? Oda? Gina? Why'd you agree to this, eh? Why'd you take him on? This Reaper bloke. Everyone says it was him, what? What killed the boss? I'm sorry, Gina, but I just don't believe that. Well, if it weren't him, who was it? I don't know that. Yet. Don't care who calls him what, the Reaper's just a name. He's just a person at the end of the day. If it turns out it was him who killed the boss, then God help him. At least you're honest. Fiery eyes indeed. Yes, the culprit deserves every ounce of your loathing. Eh? At least, that may be some solace to the deceased. Oh, Gina. Please, Oda. Oh, she's gonna be in tears. No, not again. Who did this for the boss? I think... yeah. And that's the face that caused all of us to cry. We are going to get this asshole. Feeling this useless, but there's nothing I can do. And then this and make the wretch pay. The defense and the defendant, here we go! Yeah. Sometimes that's all it takes. It takes something big. to make you grow up. It's time, Mr. Naruhodo and Sykes. Well, this is going to be one who lost his treasured brother to a mass murderer. One who lost his treasured father in a foreign court of law. And one who lost the man who helped her escape destitution. All that misfortune, all that pain, and caused to collide headlong in this trial. It's time to shine a light on all these dark events. And whatever truth is revealed, we're going to have a look at it straight in the eye. of November. Yep, it's classic style. Us versus the prosecution with a judge. Closed court. Name of a well, the answer's that. It's the normal judge. Session, we are here to conduct the fair and just trial of the defendant, Barak Van Sykes. Counsels for the defense and prosecution, are you ready to begin? Oh no, the gallery's still here. Defense is ready, my lord? The prosecution is more than ready. This is weird. I've been wishing to see you in court again for so long, it feels. But I never pictured it happening like this. Yeah, see the gallery. I'd be facing you behind the prosecution's bench. The so-called Reaper of the Bailey has been scourged like no other, undermining His Majesty's justice system. Today, cover the truth behind this scourge. In other words, this trial is going to be a lot more far-reaching than Inspector Gregson's murder. Truth revealed by these proceedings may have an unpredictability repercussions to the judiciary. Accordingly, they are to be conducted as a closed trial with no members of the public present. Direct orders. How will that work, my lord? The burden of all arbitration and adjudication falls on my shoulders. Therefore, as you will see, the juror's bench shall remain vacant today. No members of the public are present. May I ask who is currently occupying the gallery, my lord? They are members of the judiciary here to witness proceedings and ensure an equitable trial. In short, witnesses to make sure it's fine. Unusual trial already. There is, of course, another unprecedented aspect to these proceedings on which I must elaborate. The counsels for the prosecution and the defense are both aliens of Great Britain. I believe it takes an outsider to see the truth sometimes. Down here in this courtroom now, I'm quite certain this is the reason why I had to come to Britain. Kazuma? Prosecutor Asogi, your opening statement if you please. I kind of like the suit. Oh, God. Let's fully get this, and then we'll wrap up. So first number at after 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The location was a building of flats on Fresno Street. It was discovered there in an old single-room rental property. Yes, Inspector Tobias Gregson, a name I've known very well indeed to this court. Not least for his miraculous resolution of one of this country's glamorous cases 10 years ago. A professor case. I'll show you about the time of the incident. Several witnesses on the street outside heard the gunshot and all have reported at the same time. That's what Gina told us too. There were a number of witnesses. Here a plan of the room. Yep. Held in one corner. Evie was shot from the front at point-blank range. Ooh! Range been determined. Scorch marks around the entry wound. Yep, Such marks are caused by gunpowder used to fire the bullet. Straight up close causes the burn. So these scorch marks is only ejected a few inches beyond the end of the barrel. Only happens when the target is at point-blank range. I see, yes. Thank you for the detailed explanation, Counsel. There's the report. There's the gun. Coroner Maria Gorey. Gorey, what a fun name for a coroner. Tobias Gregson, 45, British time of death. Wait. Where's the time of death? Look, it's not there. Where'd it go? Anyway, victim was shot in the chest at close range from the front, resulting in instant death. Scorch marks at point of entry. The bullet exited the body from behind. Okay, so it went straight through his body. The caliber of the gun user matches that of the standard issue firearms for men with legit carry, so it's definitely there. They said, oh, yeah, fair enough. No, my lord, not conclusively. I'm not trying to use the gun as evidence on this proof it's Furthermore, my lord, when the revolver was fired at extremely close range, the bullet passed through the victim and struck the wall behind him. There's a candelabra implanted on the wall, and the tip of one of the candles in it was found to have been blown off by the... That's right. Thank you for the thorough report, Counsel. The setting of the crime is clear to me. You will submit the plan of the crime scene as evidence, please. As you wish, my lord. Is this First Street room Inspector Gregson's private abode? No, my lord. The room is rented to a Mr. Hugh Boone. I still think that's huge bone. Don't! The front of his eye is generally in a poor state of repair. So what on earth was Gregson even doing there? He's investing in some case about that. Excuse me. Feesmore was informed of the gunshot from the witness and rushed to the scene. He found only the deceased inspector and the accused standing alongside, holding the Oh boy. Yeah, huge boon. It could be that too. Fair enough. We even have a... Someone like to call his first witness. A name, please, Counsel? What? Lord Van Sykes? Oh no. Well, Lord Van Sykes in the witness stand. And I'm afraid this is where we stop for the night, ladies and gentlemen. So, this coming Sunday, we're gonna start this trial proper. What the fuck? I really have no wording how about this at all. So Gregson's dead. Van Sykes in the stand. And all this is relating to they shoot me now with the fucking pistol. But with that said, this Sunday we'll see where this case goes. Can we get some answers? Will there be more to do? You'll have to tune in next time to find out. So I will see you all on Sunday when we continue more of this. And this Monday we should be having our normal D&D sessions for Monu. So I will see you guys on either of those days if you're coming by. But otherwise, guys, I'll see you 7 p.m. for there. The butler did it. We'll find out. Until then, everyone, If you were charged with joy with this stream, be sure to hit subscribe or follow wherever you're watching us. And until then, I will see you on the next episode. Will Casimir be as dangerous as Van Sykes as a prosecutor? What the hell's going on? What's Gregson using that room for? And how is this all connected? Guess we'll find out next time. So until then, everyone, this is Brownie of the Joy Charge Gamers signing off on Let's Play Live The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles 2 Resolve. Stay charged. Catch you all later. And to all, goodbye.